Hey guys, I have a full artificial lighting setup today. I just spent like half an hour setting it up. So hopefully the lighting is good. Could you please let me know? So today's video, what I want to do is try out a bunch of those items I used in my full face of first impressions a week or two ago. Reuse them a second time. Like for example, the eyeshadow palette, I want to use it again to see if it works better if I put on like a primer and stuff like that. And I also want to try out the Natasha Denona foundation by itself, the powder foundation. I did a video like this a little while ago, a second impressions, and you guys really liked it. It's handy to kind of like see me use things another time. It's good to see if I still love them the same, or it's good to see if I can make them work, you know? I just think it's quite informative, and I find it kind of fun trying things in a different way, or like, you know, whatever. So as always, everything I'm using will be linked down below. We'll try out this baby all over again. I'll do some different colors this time. We'll just have some fun with some makeup. I'm gonna try and do like a nice full glam look again. I think the first step we'll do is the eyebrows so I can clean them up before I even do anything else. Actually, should I do the primer first? Maybe I'll do the primer first. So the primer I was using last time for the first time was the Milk Makeup Cloud Glow Primer. I really like this. The only thing is, it says it's hydrating. I don't find it very hydrating. I find it very sticky. I find it very glowy, but just not hydrating. So I might just put on like a little bit of some kind of moisturizer first. Maybe I'll just use like a little bit of this Laura Mercier Illuminating Pure Canvas Primer. It's very moisturizing. Just because, like, my thinking is that we are using a powder foundation today, not a liquid foundation. So I'm just worried about some of the like dry skin I have on my face. My skin is usually like the worst it ever is at this time of year. And it's because it's like, you know, just gotten into winter and my skin freaks out. It gets real dry and it gets like, it just goes all funny. It just seems to do that until it like gets used to the climate again, and then it's fine. And then it's fine during spring and summer. It goes like normal, but this time of year it's just like really dehydrated dry. I'm gonna do a little extra bit through like where I get super dry, which is usually like in between my eyebrows and like around my mouth. You can see this gives like a soft glow. It's so pretty. If you find like the Flawless filter primers and those kind of ones by Charlotte Tilbury, MCO, Elf, if you find them a bit too intense, you might really like this one as an alternative because it gives you a similar glow except much more like chill, less coverage. By the way, it looks tiny, but you do get 27 ml, which is almost a normal amount. 30 seems to be standard. Looks like soap, like I said. It's so weird. I probably just applied way too much, by the way, but whatever. Gosh, I forgot I just put on a Fresh Fake Tan, and because it's like liquid, it is moving the color guard of my tan, so we'll just blend that out quickly. I just plucked my brows as well this morning because they are just so overdue and I can't be bothered trying to find someone to go do them professionally. I'll just wait till my birthday. Hopefully I'll see Sally on my birthday and then I'll get her to do them for me because she actually does a really good job. Oh, the only thing about artificial lighting is because like, I don't know, they're kind of set up funny. I do feel like they're giving me these hearty ass lines down here that I don't normally notice. All right, time for the brows. So if you watched the last video, if you know, you know. Let's see how we go this time. I'm gonna unlock, pushed it a few times. I only pushed it one time last time, but I watched other people do it and they like just smashed it. Once again, the shade I'm using is Taupe, which I find is like actually quite dark. I feel like normally taupes are kind of light, but this one's like decently deep. Really does add brush strokes. Look at this up close. Obviously I'm going to clean it up, but look, can you see all those like little brush strokes just through here? It looks like real hairs. I'm going on a bit more of an angle this time. I feel like last time I went too up. I'm going to just completely do this one eyebrow and then show you the comparison of before and after. So remove some makeup using just a Q-tip. My eyebrows look hairy, like they do. I'm just gonna use the regular Shape Tape rather than the illuminating one. I tried this for the first time in my last video, love it. It's so nice. I've used it a couple more times since that video, but just because we're doing like a powder foundation today, I just figure we'll go for this one. It's got a little bit more coverage, a bit more matte, and I don't know, we're just gonna use it. This shade is Light. By the way, don't mind the huge Rudolph pimple on my nose. I don't even know how that happened. I literally like don't get pimples on my nose, but evidently now I do. Honestly, when you clean up the edges, look at how much of a difference that makes. Of course, since we're using a powder foundation today, we want to do any liquids first. Like, I feel like I could still do with some practice, of course, but I don't know. I'm just so intrigued by this product. So there is how it looks, and then there is the before. So what do you guys think? I think if there was a lighter color, like I like a darker brow, but that's quite dark. I have to see if like any of the others are lighter. I did get the whole collection, I believe, but I just didn't want to open them all. And usually taupe's like good for blondes, you know? I feel like it's not really a taupe. It's more of a medium brown. I'm just pressing my finger over the edge of my brow to remove the excess concealer. This does not take off any of the brow product. It stays put. It is like a brow pen almost, where it just stays. It's long wear and it doesn't smudge. This is probably silly because usually I do my brow mascara at the end of my makeup because otherwise powders and stuff can kind of get stuck in there, but I just want to like completely finish this one eyebrow so you can kind of see. This is the Huda Beauty Bomb Brow gel stuff. So there's the finished brow. I think it looks relatively natural. And I know it seems like this big process on camera, but it's pretty quick. All right, I'll whip on the other side and then we'll get cracking because this video is gonna be so long. I'm back. On camera in this lighting, my eyebrows look black. Like, what is going on? They are the same kind of color as the last video. I use this product, obviously. I don't know. I think it's just like this type of lighting makes like a huge contrast. Maybe once I've got like the rest of my makeup on, it'll look better. I'm scared. But yeah, they're done. Definitely need a lighter color, I think, but I don't know. I don't know how to feel, to be honest. Anyways, now I want to do my powder foundation because I'm really excited to try it. And these eyeshadows last time had like literally no fallout. I was like flabbergasted. Look at me expanding my vocab. So I'm gonna go ahead. Usually, like I say, you know, if you're using colorful eyeshadows, do that first and do your makeup later, like your base makeup. Normally, especially with like powder foundation, it's probably good to do that before after your eye makeup because it's even harder to clean up, but I have trust. So I'm applying concealer like where I normally would, but I'm also just gonna cover up any like hard out red areas, AKA this pimple on the tip of my nose. I'm literally just gonna buff a little bit over. I'm not too worried about like how it looks because it'll all blend in once we put on the powder foundation, hopefully. I had a really bad day the other day, but I didn't want to feel like not productive, like I just wasn't in the mind space to film. So I sat there and washed all of my brushes. It took so long, but it's nice to have fresh brushes to use. Now to hide them from my son so he doesn't rub them into the carpet. I want to like add a little bit more concealer just to like ensure a full coverage, but I also want to test the coverage of the powder. So I think on my cheeks I will just leave this. Like normally I'd add a little bit of concealer just over this redness down here. Look, when I scratch it, it goes away. I'll just leave that so we can test the coverage. However, I am going to cover up just around my nostrils where I've got like a little bit of redness. And I don't really know what to do about my under eyes. Like, do I set my under eyes with like just an under eye setting powder and then use the rest on the rest of my face? Probably. So we'll go back in with the Eye Lights by Made by Mitchell, and I have used this a couple more times since my first impression as well, and it's grown on me a lot. I mean, I never hated it. I just wasn't too sure about like some of the colors, but even just on my like T-zone, I whipped it on and it's so smoothing. I'm mixing together these shades today. And I'm just gonna do a light layer. I might add more later, but this is just to like make sure that the concealer doesn't crease. I'm probably going to avoid putting too much stuff on my eyelids because I'm going to use like an eye base today with these eyeshadows just to see how they go. I'm just putting a little bit of the powder through my brows just to see if it lightens them a little bit. So the shade I used last time was the Natasha Denona NP7. It's the High Glam Powder Foundation. You can use this like a setting powder, which is what I did in my last video. My base in my last video was just incredible. I used the new Studio Fix Liquid Foundation from MAC. I used, just a bunch of new base products and my skin looked fire. So if you haven't watched that video already, it's linked below. Like, watch that before you continue watching the rest of this video, honestly. This is the shade I use. I do have a fresh fake tan on, so do you reckon this will be good? Might be a bit too peach with the color guard on. It's like a very olivey tan, you know? The only colors similar to this depth, they're all different like undertones and everything. I've got N4 to 5 and I've got NY11. I don't know. MP7 might be the closest. Let's have a look though. This is NY11. Yeah, I think that's too dark for me. This is N4 to 5. I feel like this will be a perfect color for me with like less fake tan on. I'm gonna keep this one because the color just looks amazing. So in the bottom of the component, there is a little spot for your sponge. Every time I see stuff like this, I think of Moisture Mist. Oh my God, throwback. Moisture Mist, like once I actually learned how to use makeup, kind of slapped, honestly. Anyways, so it says that you can use this and you can just, where does it say? You can use the sponge provided in the component to apply the powder into the skin for a seamless medium coverage finish. Oh, look how like velvet that goes on the sponge. Wow. I'm gonna go like this. Look, that looks like my perfect shade that actually matches my face. Perfection. That might even work today because once we put on bronzer and stuff, but I'll just swatch the other one, which is NP7 once again. This is the one I used last time. I'm just gonna use the same thing. If I blend that in, you can see the undertone looks funny at first, but actually like that one's probably better still just for today. Both of them I think I could make work though, so that's cool. Now I wonder how much I would use like for a full face. I'm gonna go ahead and like kind of press more of the product into the puff and I'm just going to smooth this on. Ooh. The powder is so soft and velvety, like you can really see little like indentations. Like if you like push the corner in or something, like it is such a soft, velvety feeling powder, if that makes sense. I feel like it works better if you just dab it, almost like a, what are they called? Like a cushion foundation, like that kind of application. If you swipe it, it reduces the coverage a little bit and looks a bit more powdery almost. And of course it is a powder, so it's gonna look powdery. I also find powder foundations low-key harder than liquids to like blend down the neck. I think once I've like got this all over, I'll probably use like a powder brush just to like buff it all and then setting spray because it is looking powdery. It's not my favorite appearance. I feel like it just makes my skin look older, whereas when I used it just on top of liquid foundation in a thin layer, I found it so flattering. So personally for me, I think I would, yeah, prefer this as a setting powder rather than a foundation like I'm using today. But let's get it all on and have a look at it once, you know, it settles into the skin. It might completely change because that's what I find. I find like, you know, the sweet spots like a little while after you apply the foundation, whether it be like 45 minutes after or a couple of hours after, it looks like way better. So I don't know. I think this would be more so something I would use like this for touch-ups. I just feel crusty. Forgot my nose. I feel like it's something I can see in real life far more than like on camera. Like just the, you can kind of see the patchiness, you know, where it's like gripping. And the way it sits on top of like imperfections such as like enlarged pores, stuff like that, it's kind of enhancing those areas, which it's not good by me. We're going to take an angled foundation brush. Oh, that already applies better. Look, it's even applied like weird around my brows. It's not gripping onto the concealer. Like I think the concealer's self-set and now like the powder will not stick to it. And there's this one piece of skin right here that it just will not like adhere to. Also, I just feel like I'm using so much of the powder. I already go through powder so fast without, you know, using it like a foundation. Isn't MAC Studio Fix powder technically a powder foundation? Like I've always only used that as a setting powder too. I guess it's cool that, you know, the option's there if you want it to be, but let's be for real, like to me, I love this as a setting powder. This is just too much. Going to apply some mist. So this is the D'Alba First Spray Serum. It's hydrating like skincare, makeup setting spray, like all in one. Hopefully melt it into the skin. My skin looks wet, but we'll just let it sink in for a little bit. I'll be right back when it's melted in. Right guys, that has soaked in. It's been like 2 or 3 minutes and it's helped, but I still feel patchy and I still feel dry looking. Hopefully, as like I say, my natural oils come through while we do the rest of our makeup, I may like it more. Did have other colors too, deep ones. I was like, maybe I could use them as bronzer, but I'm just nervous at this point, you know? I'm like scared to put any more powder on, like bronzer and blush, but I mean, we're gonna have to. I feel like, I don't know, I'm not feeling myself. We are gonna use the Old Faithful P. Louise base. This is the shade Rumor 2. Oh shit, I just accidentally squirted out so much. Do you know what I was wondering? I wonder if this is like expired. I mean, it still works fine, but I've had this for ages now, hey. Then I love using this brush with my P. Louise. I also use this to carve out my brows. It's like one of my favorite brushes just for around this area to get a nice sharp line. I'm thinking of filming a lip swatch video today too. So hopefully my eye makeup doesn't come out too crazy. I've just botched this eyebrow shape. Whatever, oh God, I've got it under my eye. And then I just use the other side of the brush and I just tap, 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 just so that it stays like kind of thick. And then on the edges, I just use my finger. It should just kind of blend on top of that powder, thank goodness. Just so that it's not like lumping up into like the crease too much, you know? Like it can still be tacky and thickish, because the eyeshadow will set it, but I just don't want it to be like slipping and sliding. Porter bullies me, by the way. He always tries to grab my mole. I'm like, thanks, dude. Kids are really like the ones that'll humble you. I am looking at going to see a specialist about it, by the way, to see like how much of a major it'll be to remove it, because I don't know, I've talked about it a couple times in random videos, but in case you missed it, quick recap. You know, I've always had like a beauty mark there. It was like much smaller. Once I went through pregnancy and postpartum, it grew so much. Apparently it can be a very common thing with like postpartum hormones and stuff. Also this one here, this one started to like come out of my face a little bit when it used to just look like a freckle. So I'm gonna look at this one at least, because now that it's a lot bigger, it's starting to bother me more. At the same time, if they're like, oh, it's like gonna be a major to remove it, I don't know. Like I'm not like that bothered, but if it's like something I can do, I probably will. If I get it done, I might ask them if I can film it. Like, could be fun. Starting to vlog again, and Hamish is gonna help me, because like just keeping up with like YouTube, vlog channel, all of these friggin' social medias, exo beauty, being a mum, all of these different things, it's like a lot. So he's like, I'm gonna help you keep on track with vlogs. He's gonna help me do vlog footage, pop in. People love seeing Hamish in the vlogs. And then also help me edit some bits as well when I'm busy. You know, we can like tag team. Right, what colors should we do? I'm thinking maybe the left side here, like the purpley silvery, or like red, or both. I'm gonna take Unlucky Day, which is like a purpley, like muted, really deep purpley color. Now, if you can't be bothered watching my previous video where I used this palette, basically love the color story. I think it's so cool. Love the packaging. It's like Goosebumps cards vibes. Like it changes. It's just such a cool palette. It's colors you don't usually see like in one palette. I just had some issues with some of the mattes like blending. Like I just went in balls deep, to be fair. But I do that with like every palette, and it was like hard to blend them out. Kind of putting that in like a winged shape. Ooh. I have to say, like the P. Louise blended on top of the powder foundation really well. So hopefully if I mess anything up, I can like sharpen it with some concealer and it'll blend out good. I guess we'll see. I'm also gonna just bring it up a little bit like that. Let's start there. I'm gonna place it on the other side and then, I don't know, blend it. But look at that, like for such a deep color, not a single speck of fallout. That is, I don't actually know how they do that, because that's like unheard of. Like with that much pigment and that much depth of color, like you'd expect a little bit. Like I'm not saying shitloads, like obviously there's a point where you're like, that's bad, but I expect a couple bits. I'm not going to say an eyeshadow is bad if it's got a little bit of fallout. Like it's normal, so it kind of blows me away. I don't know. The only thing about this palette is there's not really like a transition shade, but that's not the worst thing in the world, because most people will own a shade they can use for a transition shade. Sometimes I just like having them in a palette though, so that I don't have to go find another palette, or if I'm traveling I don't have to bring something else, you know. There's pros and cons to it. Just depends how you look at it. At least like, you know, you're getting a whole lot of colors that you might not already own, rather than like a brown that you already own. I'm gonna take, so this shade here, this red one, actually has some glitters in it. I'm going to take the matte one underneath. It's called Camp Blood. I'm mixing it onto the brush that I've already been using. This is a slim crease brush, and I'm going to kind of put that on the edge of the purple. I'm still finding these like difficult to blend on top of this P. Louise base, I'm not gonna lie. But people said that these eyeshadows are incredible, like Glam Light. Is it just this palette? I'm not too sure. I will 100% try some more Glam Light palettes though, because I like the color stories. The colors themselves blend good into each other though. Maybe I just need to go in before I even start with just like a transition shade from a different palette and then like work with the eyeshadows. I don't know. I just feel like they stick. If you are new to eyeshadow, I don't think this is the kind of palette I would recommend, like, for your first ever eyeshadow palette. I'm not, like, by any means the best at eyeshadow. Like, hello. But I'm struggling. Look how nicely they blend together, though. Yeah. Blend good together, just not on, like, the bare lid or on top of the primer. It's just, like, edges everywhere. I'm going to go in with a crease detail brush, like a very small, dense, blendy kind of depositing thing. We're going to use another, I'm just going to find like the first transition shade I can, which is going to be this. This was in my makeup bag sitting next to me. It's the Natasha Denona Camel palette. Beautiful colors, right? Are these even right for whatever? Who cares? I'm just going to use the middle one. Using this on the edges. By the way, that makeup in my last video trying out this palette grew on me so much. Like, even while I was editing it, I was like, oh. But by the time, like, I watched the video back, once I uploaded it, I was like, I kind of like this eye makeup now. Like, it grew on me. And the, like, red eyeliner and everything. It was quite fun. See, look, this color has more fallout than the Glam Light one. I'm not too worried about the shape. I'm gonna do something to, like, sharpen it up soon. I'm just trying to, like, blend this. We will intensify the colors again once this is like all on. Also applying it on the inner part because obviously I'm gonna use some more eyeshadows. I love these colors though. Wow. Like, I know I lost a bit of that red, but they look so cool. Right, I'm gonna go back in with Camp Blood, which is the red. And let's just add some more intensity back in. Let's see how it blends. Like, now that I've got that Natasha Denona shade color. Honestly, still a little bit difficult. Might be the kind of eyeshadow palette you really have to use like little tiny brushes with. See, now it's just like much bigger than I wanted. Like, I did not want this much shadow on my eyelid. Right, going back in with a crease detail brush and Unlucky Day, which is like the more purpley tone. I'm going to go back in and blend more of that over the like triangular shape we've done and kind of the outer V. I really want to use this Can't Hide color. It's like a lilac-y, kind of silvery lilac-y. I don't even know. Let's see what it looks like on the eye. Unreal. I love the shimmers in this palette. Like I said last time, the shimmers slap. Going back in with Camp Blood. I'm just like literally tapping that all over the outer half of my eye, just with a big fluffy brush. Just trying to like tint it more red rather than purple, you know? Now to make it more red, let's go back in with that awesome eyeliner we used last time. It's called Sweet Margot Bordeaux. Run a little bit of that into the, you know, the eyeshadow on my eyelid. People in that video were like shocked at how much they actually loved the red eyeliner. I totally agree. I think it's so pretty. All right, I'm going to do something risky. I'm probably going to regret it. I'm going to take New Blood, which is the red, but like the shimmery red. I don't even feel like you're going to be able to see like the shimmer, but I'm just going to do some under the eye. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Unlucky Day on that same brush we were using. I'm going to just smudge. I feel like I'm doing like vampire makeup, like Halloween vampire vibes. Right. That's pretty much my eyeshadow complete, I think. I don't want to mess with it too much more. I don't want yeah, I just don't want to mess it up at this point. So what I might do is just clean up this under eye and kind of straighten that up before we do the lashes. I love the look though. It was just a meh, you know, like it's just hard to use, but like I said, I'm 100% going to try more glam light eyeshadows because I think the pigment's stunning, color range stunning, shimmers to die for. It's just the blendability of like some of those mattes, but I don't know if it's just this palette or not. I suppose in a way it's like almost worth the effort for me because I do love the way it looks. It's just, I'm lazy. Going in with my Eyelight palette and a powder puff, what I'm literally gonna do is like shave out that line. Kind of blending as I go with the side of the puff. Just to like, see that? Straightens it. I might do a bit more though, a little bit closer. And then I'm going to take Astral, which is like the darker color, and I'm literally just going to use this, just to like add coverage. And my skin just feels like parched as well because of all the powder. The powder foundation does not look good. It's not looking better. It's just, no. Round 2 on the setting spray. It looks real good once I like just spray the setting spray, but no. If you didn't know, I have my own lit glitter. It is stunning. So you can find it on the Lit website in all different sizes. This one I'm using today is size 4. I'm just going to use it on my inner corner. I already used that color like over the lid, and there's not really a lighter one that I want to use on my inner corner. And I think this glitter will look really cool, but let's see. So size 4 is like the more chunky one. I'm just applying some of the lit glitter base to my inner corner. You're not going to be able to see the real effect until I actually apply it. Cute. I probably should have actually used the really fine one to like kind of go with the overall like very metallic look, but oh well. Bringing a little bit on the lid because I'm just obsessed. And I have not used glitter in a hot minute, and oh, the lighting is not doing this justice. Oh my god, it's so pretty. That's fun actually. The contrast of like the metallic lids with the like chunky glitter. Like I said, it comes in a few different sizes, so you can go from super fine to a super chunky finish like this one. Now we need some lashes. I want something dramatic but not like over the top. May as well just use the same mascara I used last time. This is brown, but it's a very dark brown, so it works with lashes just fine. It's the Cloud mascara in dark brown by Swede. These colors make my eye color pop, man. I'm not too worried about doing a perfect coat, but this mascara is really nice. I show it better in my previous video. I'm just gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna use some lashes from the Dramatic set from XO Beauty because these have an invisible lash band. I'm gonna use the Prima Donna today, which are the middle pair. I feel like I look so weird right now because I don't have any bronzer and stuff on, and usually I would do all of that before my eye makeup these days. However, I want to get back into doing the eye makeup, like eyeshadow and stuff first, so that then I can like kind of match it all, you know? Since these lashes are so thin as well, they're like real easy to apply. Like they just stick. I'm trying to like push them up. All right, the eye makeup is finished. Eyebrows and eyeshadow, lashes, mascara, eyeliner, etc. I'm just hoping you can really see the makeup well in this lighting because I actually can't see my viewfinder, so you know, I'll do it a bit darker just in case. Oh, the colors are so cool. Wasn't sure on this bronzer, and this is not going to be another good, really fair try because of my base. Like if it doesn't look good, it could be because of the powder underneath, who knows. So I will still continue to try this again and again, but we'll use it today as well. It's the Radiant Medium Golden Skin Finish by MAC, which I mentioned, I'm pretty sure they released this like years ago, didn't they? But either way, it does have like glow to it, so hopefully it helps to mask my ugly skin. Not saying my skin's ugly, I mean like the makeup made it look ugly. I don't actually think I have ugly skin. Poor choice of words, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, even that's kind of like gripping funny just because of the powder underneath, so it is what it is today. Maybe also the Natasha Denona powder may look better with a different primer by itself. I probably won't continue trying that. I don't think it's for me, but you know, that could be a possibility. It could have just not worked well with the Cloud primer or whatever. Maybe it needs something more moisturizing. I'm actually going to try pressing in some MAC Studio Fix powder. NC25 today. Look how much nicer that goes on. obviously the color is far too light, we'll blend it. But do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like even that is just so much smoother. Maybe the powder puff helps as well, I don't know. I'm gonna let that just sit and chill while I do some blush. Today I'm gonna use Cheer. I think I used Joy last time, the Rare Beauty blush. I'm not going to use highlighter. This is just going to be like the blush and highlight. It's popping off in this artificial lighting. This one is one of those ones, like a blush type, that I think looks better in real light. Well, real light. Natural light, sunlight. Oh my god, I love this. Do you know how much prettier I feel with this on? I'm obsessed. That colour, 10 out of 10. Once again, Cheer. Must have. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wee, wow. Today's lip combo, I'm going to use the same products as the first impression, but a different combo. I was obsessed with that combo the other day, which I think was Muted Pink and Bombshell from memory. No, not Bombshell. It was like the pink one. I'm using Bombshell today. Anyways, you can go watch that video, of course. So with Bombshell today, we're going to use Pinky Brown, which this is not a new lip pencil to me. It's one of my favorite lip pencils ever. It's my most used, what is this? Huda Beauty shade. So that's the lip pen. So as you can see, it's just like a really nice pinky brown color like you would expect. It's a very nice shade on my complexion, I think. And then we've got the Faux Filler Bombshell lip gloss. I haven't seen this yet. It's much darker than the one I used last time. The one I used last time was like a very baby pink, which I was obsessed with. But wait, do I want to use this? Let me just double check. This is the one I wore last time. Sugar Baby. This would look so good. But I do want to use a different one, you know. I've got a clear one. Oh, Honey. Let me just check Honey, because this one, the swatch looks nude. I still think the baby pink would look the best, but let's try on Honey. These, they smell good and they fill in your lips. Like they plump your lips, but not in like a lip plumping way, in a fill in all the lines type of way. Like they don't actually have a burn to them. They just look 3D. Yeah, honestly, I still think the pink one would just be the move. This looks stunning still. Honey, beautiful, but I'm going to blot it off. These are not sticky either. I'm obsessed. This is Sugar Baby. And I am all about baby pinks at the moment. I want a lip stick this color. And I love how they don't go all goopy and sticky, and like when you talk they don't like string. I hate them, man. I think I'm gonna do a lip swatch on my TikTok or something using all of these lip glosses just so you can see how they look. This makeup ended up so girly pop, fairy fantasy. I think if you put on a deep lip with this eye makeup, it would be so vampire-y, vampy, and so pretty. But with that blush, oh my goodness, I think it looks so good. And that MAC powder helps so much. It's still a bit patchy, don't get me wrong, but it helped. My skin does look velvety soft. It just looks like more imperfect than normal. Obviously, I've got this very shimmery blush on, which can show up imperfections, but I don't even care. Like, I love how it looks. However, that plus the powder foundation, like it is a lot in terms of like the texture in against, like in through here. I don't usually have that much like visibility on that texture. I still feel so pretty. I still love this makeup. The lips are just, I love this combo. This is just obviously on bare lips too with the lip liner. I haven't actually tried them on top of like a lipstick yet. Let me take some pictures and then I will show you how this makeup looks with like a vampy dark lip gloss. All right, I'm just gonna wipe this off roughly. Someone asked me why I got some lip fillers and then I still overline my lips, and the answer is because I want to. All right, what have we got here? We do brown or like a deep rose? Let's try brown. I was hoping for like a deep red, but there's not really anything like that. So I just love red lip gloss lately and red lip tints. Like I think that would look sick. Like I said, I'm gonna try all of these on in a lip swatch video in a second, but I will upload the lip swatches. I think I'm just going to film it after this. I'll upload it on my Instagram and on my TikTok, so just look over there and you will find it, unless it's not up yet. Right, this is Rich Brown. Oh yeah, that's going to look cool. When I'm overlining, like I am literally just like going on top of my own lip line. It's barely. Except down here, like I overline quite a bit at the outer corners because I don't like a lot of lip filler there. That's just like how I like to overline, but I don't want my lips to look like that all the time. Since this is a much darker color, I'm just going to, that's dirty. Is this one clean? Nope. I said I cleaned my brushes. I did clean my brushes, but some of them slipped through the cracks by the seams, by the, what am I trying to say? By the looks of it. I was like, by the seams of it? What? Okay. That does not work. When I tried to blend it, it just came off. Oh, just... yeah, even with my finger, look, it just like, it patches. Weird. There must be like a long wear formula, like stays put, you know? In that case, I'll just fill in the outer corner and we'll pop on Cocoa. I'm so excited to see how this looks on my complexion. I love the smell every time. This would have looked so much better if I had successfully blended out the lip pencil before it set, or on top of like a nude lipstick or something, but you get the vision. That's how the eye makeup looks with a more like vampy deep lip on my complexion. Which way do you guys prefer? Do you prefer the pink or the brown? Corresponding emojis below, pink emojis or brown emojis. I actually love this brown lip. Imagine this with just like nude makeup. I think it would be such a moment. Some smoky brown liner or like bronze eyeliner and this lip, like wow, that would look so good. That is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed these second impressions. And if you like second impressions, let me know because I don't know, I like that. I like the idea of them. Like I said though, I'm gonna do another full face of first impressions because my previous PR haul just had that much new stuff. So we'll do another one and try out a whole lot of new makeup. Can't wait. This is like my favorite thing in the world. Love you guys. I hope you're having a great day. And if you're not, I'm sending you huge hugs and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye bye.